Welcome to Faith Stories with Dawn DeMarco-Book. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they will see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16.
Hi, and welcome to Faith Stories. I'm Dawn DeMarco-Book. What is Faith Stories? Faith Stories are Christians from all walks of life who come and share their stories of faith, hope, and love. And my prayer is that you would come to know your Lord and Savior through His Word, which is the Bible. So if you need a Bible, please send me an email at FaithStorieswDawnDeMarco-Book@gmail.com, and I will get a Bible into your hands. Okay, you guys, I do this every week, and I do it because Stacy was a very dear friend of mine. She passed away in September of 2024. She wrote a book called Fields of Gomorrah, and it's about a teenager who got into a fight with her mom, and she ran away and got caught up in the sex trafficking. It's a really good book. It's three Christian women who come together and God's speaking into them and helping them find out where she is. So please check it out. You can get it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. It's a great read, and you'll be helping Brian and her two teenage daughters. Okay, we're going to go take a quick break, and we'll be right back with my amazing, beautiful guests.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at Broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton. We open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavillaproperties.com. Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. And welcome back. Okay, so my guests today, I met them at the Hearts for Moms Gala back in October. And they were in the greeting people, and I went immediately up to Alisha and her mom, Rebecca, and started talking to them. And Alisha said to me, and I invited them on Faith Stories. I have no idea what her story is. I just felt compelled. God had led me right to her to invite her on, and she had shared with me how much she wanted to share her story. So you guys, please welcome Alisha and Rebecca McCarthy. Hello, gorgeous ladies.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, so we were chatting a little bit before we went on air. And so, Alisha, I want you to talk about what happened and what happened to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So, well, around December of 2020, I found myself pregnant. I was 9 weeks pregnant.
Okay.
And I took off from work, and I decided to give a friend a ride.
Okay.
And so my friend...
kind of gets complicated there.
Yeah, it kind of gets a little bit complicated. So my friend called somebody else, and that person needed a ride to go see their son.
Okay. All right.
So I'm not going to tell somebody, no, I'm not going to take you to see your son.
Right.
You know, and I had nothing to do that day. I was off. So I said, okay, let's do it. Pick him up, go take him to his son. And we're sitting outside, and the supposed son goes, well, can I, get in the car? We'll sit and talk, whatever. Like, yeah, no big deal. So I'm sitting on my phone.
Now, how old is the son?
He was around my age. I believe he's like
23
I believe he's a year older than me. So
Okay.
I think 23, 24
Okay.
around the time. We're all roughly the same age.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
my
just-
friend, he's a year younger than me, so he was like 22 at the time. Then the supposed dad was he
older
was
gentleman.
older.
Yeah.
And then the gentleman was around my age as well.
Okay.
Who I didn't know the gentleman or his father.
Okay.
So all I knew was my friend. So I was
Right.
doing a favor for my
People
friend.
you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm like,
Basically, yeah.
just out of the kindness of my heart, trying to do something nice,
Right.
you know. And I didn't see anything wrong with it. It was 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right. Who would think, right?
You know,
On a
so-
Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm sure you
So it's
remember
like,
it in
yeah.
detail.
Yeah, I do.
You never forget those big moments in
Yeah,
life.
and
yeah.
the thing is, like, I honestly, it hasn't impacted me the way that most people would take it.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like this is a tragic event that has benefited me, you know,
Yeah.
in all reality, because I'm still here. I have my daughter. I have
Right.
whole life ahead of me still. I'm still
Yeah.
going, you know.
Amen.
God's got me. He's going to keep me pushing.
And you were
know?
a Christian before that, so it wasn't.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's like you had that foundation of faith that you could cling to
Yes.
through this trial. So okay, so tell us what happened.
So shortly after the friend got into my car, we're sitting there talking, and I received a message from another one of my friends who's like, hey, I actually work with him.
Okay.
And he's a good friend of mine who I've known since we were like, young.
Okay.
Like 13 years old.
Which the friend of mine who was also with me, I've known him same amount of time.
Okay.
And so I'm like, hey guys, you guys got to get out. You got to go. I have somebody else that I have to go pick up, And they're like, well, can't we just go with you? And I'm like, I'm sorry, you're not going to fit in my vehicle. So
Right.
you're going to have to, I'll come back though, And at that moment, the air just went completely still. Like,
Really?
yeah. And I was like, unaware of what had happened. I was looking forward. So I didn't really realize.
She was in the driver's side of the car.
Okay.
And so I didn't really
Were you
realize what
driving at
happened.
the
No,
this time?
they were
just
at-
sitting
yeah, we were parked,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were parked, thank
Okay,
goodness. So when I realized, I felt the difference in the air, I look over and my friend was shot in the face.
No.
And, yeah, so he was, and
What? Wait, whoa.
yeah, he had got shot right here.
Because I know this is the first time you've really
Yeah.
heard
Well,
the
no,
story.
seriously, you guys. Obviously, God wanted me to experience this firsthand. But okay, so was it the people in the car that shot him? Or-
Yeah, the
Yeah.
two guys that we had picked up, the supposed son, he's the one that shot us, actually, both at the same time.
my
Yeah, he was in the
So-
back seat behind Alicia,
Okay.
sitting
Yeah.
with the
And he
car
just
door
pulled out a gun
open.
and you didn't realize.
I didn't realize it.
Because they were just all talking.
Yeah.
And
Well, I was in my phone. I was texting my
Okay,
friend.
so you
Yeah.
were distracted.
Yeah.
And did you hear the gunshot go off?
To be honest with you, when we had went over the court records and stuff on my statement, I said that I did.
Okay.
But in my memory, I don't recall it.
Well, I think that's protection.
Yeah,
though. God
I
is
don't
protecting you
Yeah,
from
I
that
don't
memory.
recall the actual sound of it. I do remember everything quite vividly. That's why I said to me it's something that should have really shaken me and really ended a lot of things.
Yeah, they didn't
for
know
me,
how she was so calm through the whole thing.
Well, okay.
Well,
so
God was
before
with
we
me,
get
so-
there,
Yeah.
because I really so you realize now that your friend was shot, and then what happened?
So I'm, looking and I'm like, oh man, you basically what's going on?
Right, it's surreal, right?
Yeah. So I'm looking forward and I see the father freaking out in front of my, in front of my car, and I'm still trying to piece together what's
Process
going
it,
on.
yeah.
And at this moment, everything felt like a movie. It's like
I bet.
everything moving slow motion, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, what's going on? By the time I hit this way, I had noticed I was bleeding. And I had noticed that it was bright red, it was pulsating. It wasn't just flowing out.
Oh my
so I'm like,
gosh.
okay, yeah, this
isn't good.
This isn't good. I'm like, all right, I was hit in an artery. All right, so we gotta all right, I'm pregnant. I gotta figure this out. I gotta really
You're 9 weeks pregnant.
Yes.
You were shot in the neck.
Yes, actually,
Well,
it's
it
right
came
here.
from the back of where you're
So
right
it's,
underneath your neckline,
the
Whoa.
bone.
and then it came
Yeah.
out. It came out through her artery.
So
on this
they're
side.
not understanding how it completely missed my spine and it nicked
well,
my spine.
we know.
Yeah, we know.
We know.
God
how,
redirected
Yeah,
that
oh yeah,
bullet.
for
Yes.
sure. Because it just
Oh
it went
my
in
gosh.
straight, but then it
It
ricocheted, and then
Yes.
it came back around, and
you
then
weren't
went
done.
back.
He didn't
no,
want you in heaven
no,
yet.
No, at all. No. He was definitely by my side through every second of this. Yes.
So you're going through this. You're like, I've got my baby. You want to save your baby. You want to save yourself, obviously. So what happened next?
So when I had, seen the gentleman freaking out in front of my car, I tried to move. And at this time, it didn't register to me that I was completely paralyzed. Like, I was completely, I couldn't move. So I'm trying to, get myself to the horn to make some noise or something, and I couldn't. So I'm like, okay, what's the best next option? Let's, mouth something.
Were you in a parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like an
Okay.
apartment complex, and they were like right in the parking.
Okay,
In the,
okay.
in the
Yeah.
So
I was
driveway.
looking directly into their apartment.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like right there. So
So I'm
you
looking
wouldn't
at a
think-
Christmas tree. I'm looking at the dude's mom in the house. And I'm like, okay, there's nothing.
There was
bad
nothing
gonna happen from
that could
this,
have
Right.
made anybody think what
But-
was going to happen. That's why it was just a shock to everybody. And it was 12:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, a couple of days before Christmas. You're thinking, oh, just
Wow. Really? So so okay. Now go back and.
So when
and
I, started to try to move, I noticed the guy, and I'm like, hey, help me. Like, mouthing to him, I'm like,
Right.
help me. And he's like, oh my God, she's alive. And he came to me.
Yeah,
and
because he was in the front of the vehicle, looking at her,
Right.
not realizing that she was still alive because her friend
was dead.
passed instantly. Yeah.
So I'm telling him, help me. He's like, oh my God. And I smile when I talk about this. It's not funny. It's not, a happy moment, but this is my testimony. This is, man, God was with me. Like, man, God is so
Every
good.
step of the way.
So, yeah. So gentleman comes to me and he's like, what do I do? And I'm like, I need you to calm down. Like, first of all, I need you to calm down. Okay. I need you to stop the bleeding. I need you to call 911.
You're telling him this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, listen, I'm pregnant.
Wow.
I need you to really to handle this.
Right.
And he's absolutely
Freaking
losing
out.
his mind. And I'm like, dude, man, I'm supposed to be freaking out, He's
Well,
trying
that was
to,
the whole thing. The paramedics, once I was able to get to the hospital, they didn't tell me anything.
Yeah, they didn't
And
want you getting in an accident.
Yeah,
on the way
they
there.
just, and I was at work, and when I receive word, they call my mom's house. And at this point, I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's just asthma or something. So my mom
Right.
calls me at the office, and she's like, look, and I was planning to leave that day anyways, early. So I waited, no phone calls. So I'm like, okay, well, Mom, I called her back. What hospital was it? She told me it was St. Mary's. I'm like, okay, well, I called there. I'm like, hey, my daughter's there. I don't know if it was an accident. I'm thinking maybe a car accident, something, nothing.
Yeah. No, nothing like
to
her
the
getting
extent
shot.
of, this. And I finally get a hold of someone, and they tell me to rush in, how fast I can get there.
Right.
So I get there. And apparently through the whole thing, I was there maybe it felt like eternity.
Oh, I bet.
I couldn't even tell you if
That's
it was
your
10
baby.
minutes or 30 minutes or what it was.
Right.
But it just felt long.
Yeah.
So by the time he comes out, he's like, are you okay? Da, 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 and trying to calm me, trying to go in easy with the information. And I'm sitting there like, okay, what's going on? Hold on, this is not just an asthma or maybe a little car accident. Now this is something more. So they sit me down. And they tell me that, they proceed to tell me that my daughter was shot. So I just froze
apart.
for a minute. I just froze. I didn't know how to react, how to take that information,
Right. I mean,
how
'cause
to
you're
even
like,
process,
it doesn't-
how do you
exactly.
process
Yeah.
something like that?
I mean, let alone she's like calm.
Yeah, and they're like,
which didn't make any sense.
I know.
through the
But
whole
that's
thing,
God.
and that's what
Yeah.
I'm getting at, because
Yes.
through the whole thing, when he comes and he tells me what happened, and then he tells me about her friend passing instantly, and he's like, we don't know exactly what's what yet. We
Right.
can't give you no
They
information.
have to get in and see what's
yeah,
going
see
on.
what's going
right?
on. Where exactly did it come? Where what happened? And they're like, but we did have to sedate her. They were like, because through the whole thing, she is completely aware.
Which is crazy because the loss of blood that you experienced.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they had me sign off right away for blood transfusions because of the amount, and it was an artery, so from the amount of how much blood was lost, and then they weren't sure where.
Right.
You know, it was
Where the
it was
bullet went?
yeah, where it
Yeah,
was,
they
if
were
it was
so
still
confused.
in, if it was still in, if it was out, you know, and then they were like, well, we had to basically knock her out. We had to sedate her because she was so vividly awake through
What are you guys doing?
everything,
Where
through
did it
paramedics.
go?
All she kept screaming was,
The
you know, the
baby.
baby, make sure you call my
Right.
mom, the baby, make sure. That was like her constant repetitive what she was saying.
Right.
And they finally had to like just knock her
Okay.
out because
All right.
she was just so aware of
Yeah.
everything that was going on.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
all right. There's a lot
This
here.
is like, a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot.
So-
It is a lot.
So let me ask you, your baby made it.
Yes.
Okay, praise
She's
God.
almost 4.
Oh, we should have shared pictures of her.
Yes,
but we forgot. So, okay, so once they went in, did they get the bullet out of you, or is the bullet
The bullet
still?
came out.
It came
Yeah,
Did they
straight out.
find
straight
it?
out. It went through the door.
It went through her car door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Because
actually
apparently
one of
when
the
the- when
memories
it-
that I have was looking down and seeing that there was a light shining through my door,
door.
and it didn't like that
Yeah,
wasn't the
because-
thing that made me register. You know, it was everything else. Yeah.
So can I ask, like, why did this person do this? Did he?
We still don't know.
You still don't know.
We still don't know.
Is he in jail?
Yeah, they caught him
Yeah.
right like immediately. Because imagine it's 12:30 in the afternoon. There was a Comcast tech guy like right there.
Okay.
there was
it was on
people
it was
around.
on Dixie
Okay.
in Lantana,
Okay.
right next to the police department.
Oh, well, hello.
Yeah, it's like it's
Okay.
like a-
I mean,
Okay.
so he didn't get very far.
Oh
he didn't
my
get very
gosh.
far. Yeah, he didn't
And
get
you
very
know,
far.
like it's very close. It's
And they had various people call 911 because, like I
Yeah.
say, there was an
It was-
apartment building across the street, and I guess there was somebody out in the port. You know,
Yeah.
so there was people around. So they went ahead and
Witnesses
they
that saw
yeah,
what
so
happened.
they
There was a
called
lot
right
of them.
away.
Yeah.
They called right away, and so they got him instantly. But then he wanted to play the insanity plea, like that he wasn't in his right mind.
Hey, listen,
and all of that.
At the end of
but-
the day, I know that with me, I forgave him.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you
You
have
know?
to. You know, and that's such a beautiful thing that you got to that place. Did you get there quickly, or was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
got
it was
there
pretty quickly.
Of course, you
Yeah.
like in reality,
got
when
there.
everything
I mean, when we went to
happened-
court, I even told him, I was like, listen, like, you know, I don't understand why you did this, but
Right.
you really need to get right with God. Like, you really need to pray. Like, I
That's
honestly,
what you said. Yeah, you need to pray.
I want to sit down and talk with him. Like, if I could sit and have like a face-to-face with him, just
Really?
to, you know, be like, why did you do this?
Right.
And share with him, you know, my
Jesus.
experience and
Right.
what I've been going through and, you know, the word, everything, just everything, you know, because sometimes you need that, you know? And maybe that would be like an eye opener to him, like, hey, maybe
And
I
maybe
really
he'll come
need
to
to-
know
and
the Lord through
That's what I was
that.
going to say. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll change his life and realize and repent for what he has done.
Right.
Because, I mean, you can only imagine if he's willing to sit in broad daylight and do what he did
he
to
did.
someone that didn't even have
Was just doing
never
you a
met
favor.
him, never even talked to him before, had nothing to do, even if he had, because he knew her friend.
Well,
So
there was
they
that
knew
was
that
what it
was
about.
intentional.
So there
but-
was
And they-
something there from their past.
Right.
Who
And he
knows?
just thought, oh, you're a witness, so I got to get rid of you.
Probably.
And,
Yeah.
and he didn't because
Exactly.
God had a different plan
Yes.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's so amazing about our God is he can take a
Yes.
tragedy like what happened to you and glorify him because you aren't letting that bring you down. You
Yeah.
are
Yep.
just a shining light for the Lord. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am so blown away by this. I can't even believe you
Yeah,
are sitting
he's-
here
He's doing great things.
and doing
Yeah.
great things. So you know
Yeah.
what? We're going to take a quick break, you guys. We're going to be right back, and I want to hear about all the great things that you're doing, okay? So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton. We open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavilla.properties.com. Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. And welcome back, you guys. Okay, now, that story was incredibly crazy, but powerful at what God has done. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I want to hear what God is doing with your life now, because you have this beautiful 4-year-old, right? Mm-hmm. And so what is God doing in your life now?
But He is moving in every single aspect of my life. When I tell you, in the beginning, it felt like everything was taken from us, literally, you know, but we were stripped, and now He's sitting here building a beautiful future for us. You know, I was baptized. So
you weren't baptized before?
No, I was not baptized before, so I was baptized, you know, and that was a big one for me. That was a very big commitment.
That was something that I always wanted her, because even through church and you know, through the teens and adolescents, it was something I never wanted to push on her. Right. Because I wanted her to be able to experience that for herself. Right. You know what I mean? And when she was ready, I didn't want to do it as the mom, go get baptized, you know. Right. You know, and she finally made that decision, you know, because we were always a part of church and doing things, and then, you know, obviously there was a time where we both went astray, but we were always very strong in our faith, and this was just something that just, you know, God took over and redirected us, and He broke us down literally.
Well, that's what happens. You know, we get too like. Yes, we have faith, but are we living our faith?
Exactly.
There's a huge difference
there's a
between
huge
the
difference.
two.
Yes.
And He does have to bring you down to your knees to get your attention, to say, listen, I have a better way.
That is the truth.
Yes. And that's what He did with you guys.
Oh,
so tell me what you are
So
doing.
now I am continuing my education, so I can go ahead and start advocating. That's my goal, is I would like to be able to advocate for other disabled people.
Okay, I love that.
Victims, single mothers, teens, you know, things like that. I feel like I have the experience.
Well, you do.
you know,
see, and that's
you know what I mean?
Because if you have someone that doesn't have a disability, and they don't know the needs or the what you need to do in order to get where you need to get.
Exactly. And I have literally like everything that I want to advocate for is the obstacles that I have overcome myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because you can speak into that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm literally taking everything that the enemy has put in my life to, you know, to break me down. I'm taking all of that and I'm walking with God, and I'm taking that and using it to build my future for me and my daughter. Incredible. And you know, with everything that we have had to overcome, my daughter she's completely healthy.
Thank God.
And listen,
so
that
she
little
came
girl,
full term and
yes,
okay,
full term, completely healthy, and she loves Jesus.
Oh, yay!
Listen, that little girl loves her some Jesus. Like, she does. All she does is talk about Jesus. And she has an angel apparently that sits and talks with her, and you know,
you definitely. We would love for you to meet her.
Yeah, I would love
we
to
definitely
meet
have to bring her by,
just so you can get her that aura that's around her.
Listen, you think I shine bright?
Just,
the babies are the children are, you know, there's this little boy from, I think he's in Africa, and he started doing worship music.
Oh, really?
Like, younger than that, and I'm like following him on Instagram, and he is so precious. So the light shines through that little guy. Oh my goodness! And he's
and
preaching
you know it's all
it.
truth. You know it's all truth. That's the thing. You know, when with children, it's definitely a whole different type of faith.
Well, and we we need to become childlike in our faith in the Lord.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
unbelievable.
where are you in your studies as far as when do you graduate?
Currently, I'm still working on my GED.
Okay.
I kind of like fell behind a little bit.
Gee.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to talk about that.
It's okay.
But hey, there's a start. Everybody needs to start somewhere.
There you go. You can't-
know?
yeah.
And I mean, I'm kind of a little bit backwards on where I'm starting, but it's getting done. And that's
the important
you
thing.
know.
As long as it's getting done,
Absolutely.
and she's in a place now where she can see the value of
that,
education
yes.
and
Yeah.
where
Oh,
that can
please.
take her, especially
Yeah.
now being in the
It's
position that she's in.
Right.
You know, it's definitely opened your eyes for a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
And
you
I
know,
want to be a good
especially-
example for my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, she is so smart. Like, and I'm not just
Well,
saying
so
that
is your
because
mom. So is her mom.
I'm not saying that because I'm her mom.
Yeah,
Like when I
it's
tell
all
you
good.
this little girl,
Right.
this little girl, everyone sees her and they're like, "Wow, she's how old again?"
Oh,
There's
she
no
acts like
way.
she's 30.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
she'll have a full conversation with you.
Oh my
literally, like
gosh.
you will sit and understand her
Wow.
pronunciations and
Yes.
everything. Yeah,
She's
you
just
definitely,
amazing. Like she's
gosh,
definitely
she's-
a blessing. Like
She's
oh my
gonna
goodness.
have. I'm excited to see whatever it is that God has
In
in
store
store
for
for her
her.
because she is just all about Jesus. All
my
about Jesus. That's all she talks about from the time
Going
she
to
wakes up to go to
church.
sleep. You know,
Church music.
church music. I put
Oh,
YouTube
how
on and put
precious.
like videos
Yeah.
and praise and worship on YouTube, and to her that's church. So
Yeah. Amen.
you know, we take it. We take
Absolutely.
it wherever we
So
can
let me
get
ask
it.
you,
You know?
did Hearts for Mom have they helped you in any way?
What they
Yes.
have helped
In what
us.
way hasn't they helped?
Oh,
What?
gosh.
because
Oh
they
my
are so
goodness.
incredible. So how have they helped you?
They have come beside us in every step of
Yeah.
the way.
Well,
like literally. when
Not
it-
to interrupt, but tell her the story real quick on how you got connected with Hearts for Moms, which we thought it was through a connection through one of Alicia's friends, which
It
we don't
wasn't.
know how we got connected with Hearts for Moms. This
Yeah, I
is
don't
what
even know.
God, like the
God
last year,
intervened.
yeah,
Yeah,
2024 was
like-
definitely God's time to say, okay, we've stripped you away from this, we've
Right.
taken this away, we've basically have taken you down.
We were
now
about
we're just
to
going to
lose the house. We lost mom got into a car accident, so she lost her vehicle. You know, we were like when I tell you, like
Yeah.
stripped with like
yeah,
almost
I had to stop
nothing.
working. I stopped
that's when
my
Hearts for Moms came in.
business,
Oh.
and all of a sudden, like the first 2 years were like that breakdown.
Yeah.
I think we needed that. You know,
You-
definitely.
absolutely, we
you
all
know,
do. We all need
and
that.
From there, that following year, Hearts for Moms came into the picture,
Yeah.
and they've blessed us in every way, from the support to just
Emotional, mental,
emotional,
financial,
mental,
Everything.
in every
All
aspect.
encompassing.
I mean,
Like-
if our van is part of Hearts for Moms,
Oh.
Christ Fellowship. They all came together,
Yeah.
and they blessed us
Oh,
with the van.
Yes.
That was
oh
just
my
last
gosh,
year.
You guys, I
When
love
I tell
this.
you
Yeah.
God has intervened
Yeah.
in every aspect
Aspect.
of
Yeah,
my
I mean-
life,
You weren't kidding.
I'm
2024 was
That is
definitely a blessing
awesome.
year on
Yes.
so many
So
levels.
I just want to give a shout out to Angela Ball. She was on the show at the end of mid-October, I think it was, and it's Hearts for Moms. They're out of West Palm Beach. You guys check
Yes,
her nonprofit
definitely.
out, and if you can help support them in any way, we'd greatly appreciate it. Because look at what I've got the chills.
Yeah,
Okay,
me too,
All
me
right,
too.
you guys. I just so want to thank you for
Yes, thank
coming.
you.
And I want to have you back at some point, and we'll go a little bit deeper into everything. Wow, I am just so blown away. I
next
just
time
thank
you can meet the baby.
I would love to meet her. What is her name?
Annalia.
Annalia.
Yes.
Okay, Annalia, we're going to see you soon.
Yes.
So next week I have Sheila Papillon Lipman, and she's going to come on, and she does hair. Go figure.
Oh,
But
nice.
she shares the word of the Lord, which is so incredible. I can't wait to hear her stories. She has an Instagram that she does, and so come back next week at 3:00. Check out our. Social media. I always forget. Social media channels. Just share and like and just subscribe to all the channels. And I thank you so much, you guys, from the bottom of my heart. Have an amazing and blessed week, and we'll see you next week at 3:00.
Thank you for watching Faith Stories, where you will hear stories of hope, faith, and love. Please join us next week, and remember, God meets you where you are